Welcome to Life Mastery for Women. I'm your host, Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. I've been studying mind mastery and emotional management and energy work and its connection to spirituality for over 25 years. And in this podcast, I help guide you out of your daily struggles in life in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, and spirituality. Life is hard, but your daily growth doesn't have to be. Join me 3 times a week as I lead you inward on a healing, connecting, and creating journey. Let's go get that nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I am finding you making progress in your life. If you are not making progress in your life, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. So welcome to today's episode. One of my favorite things to talk about. You know, I have a lot of favorite things to talk about. There's probably 999 things. I could probably say that in every single episode. But however, I do love talking about progress. I love talking about it. I love talking about how you can get there. I love talking about how fast you can get there. I love talking about the tools in which you use to get there. So I do like it. I like progress because I like to make progress. I like to continue to work on myself to be better and better and better and better in every area of my life. And if you want to do that, then I have 4 simple steps today that will help you get there. And let me emphasize, simple yet powerful, because I am impatient. You know, I have no idea how long I'm going to be on this planet, and I want to be the very best version of myself before I leave. So let's do that today. Let's talk about making progress. What I want you to do is pause this episode, go get your journal because you're going to need to take notes. Now, I also want to encourage you to pause this episode and think about what it is that you want, an area of your life that you want to make progress in. Typically, those areas are health, wellness, and relationships. Health, wealth, and relationships. So health is getting out of pain or losing weight or just feeling better or just improving your energy or your sleep, anything to do with the physical body, really, and the emotional body. Wealth has everything to do with your money, your finances, your career, what it is that you put yourself into that you spend time doing that potentially brings you money, or your way of giving back to the community. And relationships is your relationship with your spouse, your kids, your in-laws, your coworkers, but also important is your relationship with you. So there's lots of areas to choose from. So just pick an area that makes the most amount of sense for you right now to go through some of these steps with me and have this idea of where you want to progress. Okay. I'm going to talk about the ABCs of progress. You know me, I love to have acronyms. ABCs is simple, right? If you've been on the planet for a while, you probably know your ABCs. And in this, it is like this simple way to remember things. Now, you may not remember everything, but you will remember what you need. Now, this acronym is a little bit different than what my usual acronyms are, but I want you to understand that these are very powerful tools. Now, the ABCs of progress. Number 1, let's just dig right in. First of all, always be clearing. What? What the heck does that mean? Clearing what? Clearing the table? No. Clearing your energy blocks, clearing your limiting beliefs, clearing your emotional crap, okay? We all have it and we all have to do it. If you are not clearing and unkinking the hose, you will continue to carry that with you, and your body and your environment will continue to get worse and worse and worse as you go along in life. So clearing out the gunk in your life, clearing out the blocks. Now, when we talk about life force energy, we talk about how we move, how do we keep our container as clear as possible so life force energy can move easily and freely through us. And when we block it with ill health and limiting beliefs and negative self-talk and all the other crap that goes on in our life, when we continue to block that, we're kinking the hose. That means the water, which is life force energy, can't move through it. And our life doesn't improve. We don't make progress. Okay? When we want to make progress, we have to go to the source and clean up our energy as best as possible. I have a bunch of videos. I don't have any videos. I have a bunch of episodes on how to do that, how to release the stuckness that is in our system, how to clean the hose, how to unkink the hose to allow life force energy. We don't have to control life force energy. We just have to create the atmosphere so life force energy can flow through us. That is really our only stinking job on this planet, is to get rid of the stink. Okay. Always be clearing. I have lots and lots of episodes about removing limiting beliefs. Those are one of my favorite things to work on. I have a giant binder full of limiting beliefs about pretty much everything. Clearing them is easy. It's easy. It's easy. It's easy. Go to Spotify, go to my podcast where it says search this episode and type in limiting belief. There's like 5 episodes about removing limiting beliefs. Now, let me give you this. A limiting belief is a belief. It's a sentence. It's a word. It's a something. It's a belief that you say that limits you. It's a belief that you say about any topic in the world that limits the possibilities, that gets you only to look in one direction and never to look at the possibilities of what could be in the other direction. For example, I will never have a partner who loves me. Okay. If you are throwing that dog poop, and if you need the dog poop reference, go back to the very beginning, episode 3, and watch Stop Throwing Dog Poop. Don't watch it. Listen to it. Why do I think I have a TV show? I don't have a TV show. I have a radio show. This is a radio show. Go back to season 1 and episode 3, Stop Throwing Dog Poop. But what that references is the words that I use to describe my current reality is just like throwing dog poop out on the sidewalk. Okay, if I'm using negative words, like, for instance, I will never find someone who loves me. Okay? If I am using that is a limiting belief, meaning that is a belief that I am holding in my body that limits the possibilities. So a lot of times you can recognize them when you use the exaggeration words like I always, I can't, I never, right? I'm always late. Well, then that means you can never be early or you can never even be on time. So it limits the possibility for progress. So you're only looking in one direction. I can't, I never, I always. They don't always start like that. They don't have those extreme words, but a lot of times they do. So when you're all huffing and puffing about something and you're all pissed off about something, listen to what you say, because that is typically when you are charged up. That is when you start puking limiting beliefs all over the place. So when you start finding them, when you start finding those limiting beliefs, write them down. Write them down on a piece of paper on one column under the header that says limiting beliefs. And as you write them down, you're going to then figure out what the new belief would be, to take the lid off, to get to a place of how do I uncover a new possibility here? So if I have the belief is I am never going to find a relationship where that person loves me, or I'm never going to find a deep, meaningful relationship, I'm going to ask myself, if that weren't true, what would be true for me? That love is right around the corner. Wow. Look at the possibility. That changes things, doesn't it? Because when I say something like, I will never find a relationship that has deep meaning, or I'm never going to find someone who loves me like I need to be loved or want to be loved, it's got this permanent feeling to it. I'm never going to find, well, if you say never, it's never going to happen. You can't kink the hose and expect to have a great garden. Okay? The hose is you. Those words, kink the hose, and the garden is your life. I can't say those words and expect a great relationship to come out of it. You can't plant pumpkin seeds and get tomatoes. It doesn't work like that, right? So always be clearing. Always be clearing. Limiting beliefs are a fantastic way to move the energy and to get it unstuck out of your system. Remember, working at the energy level does what? Moves shit quickly. Shifts shit, right? Quickly. And that's what I want. And I want that for you. Okay. Always be clearing. Always be clearing. Number 2, always be connected. Connected. Always be connected. What is that? Connecting to your intuition, connecting to God, connecting to source energy, connected to the universe, connected to Mother Earth. Figure out your ritual, your morning, your afternoon, your evening ritual to get you connected to source energy and to Mother Earth. When your physical body is connected to Mother Earth, you feel calm, you feel peaceful, you feel grounded, you feel like you have purpose. When your spiritual being is connected to source energy, you get guidance. You get somebody who's linking arms with you, this intelligence that knows more about you, knows where you are in space and time, and knows where your desires are, and can guide you to a straight line, to what you want. Holy crap, you guys. Why would you not want to do that? That is like having a guide when you go to a new country. Oh, we're going to visit these 7 places. Get your raincoat because it always rains there. Bring your backpack, bring your camera, and bring your water, right? You want that. It creates this in the flow sensation that is amazing. I connect to Mother Earth and I connect to source energy every single morning. And mostly throughout each day, if I'm not doing 2 or 3 meditations a day to connect to source energy to help guide me to living my higher purpose so I can give more to you, I connect to Mother Earth. Helps me to feel grounded. Helps me to connect with my purpose on this planet. Always be connected. And just a couple of episodes ago, I believe, I will look real quick here, I believe that the episode on connecting to your intuition is number 329. And so that gives a really good depiction of what your intuition is and how to get connected. But I will tell you that one of the most important pivotal moments in my life is connecting to my intuition. And it guides me. I get in the flow. I have this creative energy. My body feels amazing. My relationships get deeper. And I'm able to create from this other space than if I was in this mental energy pushing crap around in my environment and trying to make things happen. That's kinking the hose. And that doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work. So always be connected. And you figure out what works for you. I light incense. I most summer long, like the 3 months out of the year that we have summer in Michigan, is I'm barefoot outside. And I love to be in nature. I love to be outside. I love to be around the trees, the leaves. I love dirt. I love the grass. I love sand. I love rock. I love to climb. I like, I am a part of nature. And when that happens, I feel free and I feel a freaking amazing. Okay. Always be connected and figure out what that ritual is for you. Number 3, always be clear. Always be clear about what it is that you want. Now, there's 2 parts to this. One is you could be clear about how you want to feel. Now, if let's say you're 28, 9 years old and you want to switch jobs, you absolutely hate working in the doctor's office and you're so sick of it and you just want to do something else, but you just don't know what you want. Here's what I would recommend. And anybody who doesn't really have the clear details about what it is they want, they just know that what they have right now sucks and they don't want what they have, is figure out the emotional state of what it is that you have. Like, what is it about? How does this job, this relationship, this health, how does it make you feel? And then ask, if I wasn't feeling this way, I would be feeling what? If I had this job and I hated it, get to the bottom of why you hate the job. Like, what is it about the job that you hate? And make a big list. Puke out all of these things on the list. And then ask yourself, and for each item on the list, if I wasn't feeling this, I would be feeling what? And what's the new emotion? Then you take those emotions into your workshop, which is your space where you can journal and kind of be creative and kind of get centered and grounded, and you can be with yourself. Like in this, I call it a workshop because you're actually working on yourself, right? So it could be your meditative space too. And as you're writing these, what we'd call new emotions or new beliefs, new empowering emotions, then you can create a new visual of when was the last time you felt that emotion. So if I said, I hate this job because I'm always sitting around, okay? And then what happens when you're sitting around? Well, it's boring, okay? So if you weren't bored, what would you be? Excited. Okay, now if you choose excited, that means that you have felt the emotion of excitement before. So you can create a scenario in your mind, a visualization of the last time you felt excited, the same kind of excitement you want around this job. And then you form the 2 together. Create the thought that pushes it into the body, that creates the feeling of excitement. And then you say, this is the job I want. I want a job that makes me feel this way. I want a job that makes me feel appreciated, happy, free, excited, right? And you are becoming clearer and clearer about how you feel. And if you listen to my last episode, which was last Thursday, is that you understand how you use your mind to communicate either with the body, this is how I want to feel, or out into the universe, out into the intelligence, in the void, in the gap. And you say, this is what I want to create. Okay, so always be clear. Complaining and pissing and moaning about the thing that you don't want is keeping the hose kinked. Life force energy is trying to move through you and it just can't, even though it is always flowing. It is our job to back up and go, okay, my words stink, my emotions stink, and I need to change that. Always be clear. Go in. If I wasn't feeling this, I would be feeling this. If I didn't believe this, I would believe this. We're starting to flip everything on its head and going back to the beginning and going, you know what? I'm going to talk different. I'm going to act different. I'm going to believe different things. I'm going to do something different because what I'm doing right now isn't working. Okay? Always be clear. The next one, always be communicating your desire. Now, I have people that I have worked with in the past, and they're going, okay, I meditated once, Jen, and I wasn't able to focus, so I stopped doing it. And I go, okay. And then, well, and I did this grounding, lit some incense, and I felt pretty good. I went outside, I hugged a tree, I did this thing, I walked the dogs, I was barefoot in the grass. I felt pretty good, but I only did it that one time. Okay. And then, well, I cleared these limiting beliefs, but I only did it this once. And I'm clear. I know exactly what I want. I want to feel good. I want a great relationship. I want a whole bunch of money. Okay. Now, when you come and you sit with me and you go, I hate my job. I don't have any money. My car sucks. My dog needs surgery. And my husband just left. And that's what you're communicating with me. That's the energy that you're putting out. So I can be clear about what I want, but in my regular communication, am I continuously feeding that new image that I want to have? And if the answer is no, then there's your problem. The first one is always be clearing your blocks, getting rid of the limiting beliefs, the stuck energy, the negative self-talk, everything that is preventing you from getting your desire. The second one, always be connected to Mother Earth so you feel grounded and safe and purposeful on this planet, connected to source energy and your intuition so you can be guided and supported in your journey. The third, always be clear, knowing what you want, where you're going, why you want it, how you want to feel. The fourth, be communicating. So when you go into your workshop, you go into your meditation space, you go into your visualization, you're like, hey, this is the thing I want. You cannot now come out of that space and start continuing to complain about your life. You have to change your words. You have to change your thinking that redirects your emotional state, that communicates consistently with the universe. Is this easy? It can be. Here's what you have to do. You have to be awake. Always be conscious. I know I said 4 steps. I'm going to add that one as a bonus. Always be conscious. I'm going to write that one down. Okay? What does conscious mean? Conscious means to wake up. It means to become one with the energy around you. Now, I just made up that definition, but that's what it feels like to me. That is like, I'm awake. Snap my fingers, look in the mirror, here I am. I am present with myself right now. I am present with my words, because what's going to happen is you're going to come out of the workshop, you're going to come out of your meditative space, you're going to get in with your kids, your spouse, your coworkers, and you're going to immediately sink into your habitual behaviors that disallow your desires from coming to you. So you go to work and you unkink the hose and you run source energy and you feel amazing until you leave the room and you go out with your kids, you go out with your spouse, and you immediately get kicked out and you immediately kink the hose again. So when you are conscious, here's your practice. Here's your practice. Check this out. Hope you're writing all these notes down. Here's your practice. Go into that meditative space. Clear some limiting beliefs. Get connected to Mother Earth and connected to source energy. Be clear about what you want, how you want to feel. Start communicating that to the universe, figuring out your new set of words. I'm not going to say this anymore because I don't want to believe that anymore. I want to believe that love is right around the corner. I want to believe that abundance is flowing easily and naturally to me. I want to believe that I have an exciting job coming my way. I want to believe that my health is getting better and better every single day. Those are the beliefs that feel good. And those are the beliefs that work with the universe and with Mother Earth to bring to you the thing that you want. Now, here's the trick. Or as Haggard would say, here's the rub. When you come out of that space, be conscious. Try to stay awake. Because what happens is as we leave, our body takes over again, and our body, which holds all of those subconscious beliefs and all of our habits and all of our tipping point, our limiting beliefs that created the world that we're currently living in, that starts to be the mind. And now we go subconscious again, and we start just reacting to our environment. Here's the secret. Pay attention. The more often you can be awake, the more often you will be centered, grounded, and creating. You cannot create from the old thought habits that you had 10 minutes before you did the workshop. You cannot create love from saying something like, I will never find love. You cannot create abundance from saying, I never have any money. You cannot use a negative term, a limiting belief, to create an empowering life. You just can't. It doesn't work that way. You cannot use a negative reinforcement to get a positive reaction. So let's do it one more time. When you go into your workshop, write these down. Always be clearing, removing the limiting beliefs, removing the blocks, removing the stuck emotion, the negative self-talk, okay? Always be connected, Mother Earth and your intuition or source energy. Connect. Figure out what your ritual is. Number 3, always be clear about what it is you want and how you want to feel. If you can't get the details about what you want, go to how you want to feel. That's easier because you know that something about this feels like crap. How do you want to feel? And start using those words that create that emotional response in the body. I want to feel happier. Great. Start saying that. Start feeling that. Feel into that emotional state. The next, go out in the world and communicate. Communicate. Even if you start talking about it with others and you're standing around the water cooler and they're talking about how they're laying off people and nobody's getting a raise, and you just go, you know what? Abundance is going to find me. It's around the corner. They might laugh at you, but who cares? Because you know what? You're going to get the job that pays twice as much while they get laid off. Because while they're standing around the water cooler, lo and behold, they get fired from this job. Then they're on unemployment. Then they're dealing with all this paperwork. They're not making any money. They're laying at home playing video games, and they're miserable. But what happens to you? Abundance is right around the corner. Okay? So people of integrity expect to be believed, and when they're not, they let time prove them right. Write that down. That's a good one too. The practice is going to be, I feel so much better. I feel so good that you are not going to knock me out of this good feeling state. That is being conscious. Be aware, be aware, be aware. Wake up and be conscious. That's where creation takes place. I hope this found you well. If you need some help, if you would like someone to link arms with, I'm happy to run alongside of you to help you to clear these blocks, connect to source energy, be clear about what you want, continue to communicate, and begin to wake up. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening. And if you were inspired by this episode and are looking for healing, transformational growth, and a community to show up in, then please join me on Facebook under Jen Mac, JenMac. Friend me and follow me. You can also reach out to me via Messenger to see when my next program begins so we can work together to bring about your healing, deepen your connections, and start to create your bold, beautiful life. Also, if you are inspired by my podcast, please share your opinion in a review so others can be inspired too. Keep growing, going, and transforming, and keep looking for those nuggets of inspiration.